Good morning. My apologies. We're just waiting for one graduate, for one student. That is a showstopper, so we're just waiting for one lovely student to come, and then we'll get started. Good morning. Once again, we really appreciate, we are about to begin now. All our graduates are here, and we really appreciate your indulgence as we waited despite inexplicable traffic, I think a water main break. Thank you very, very much. Our graduates are about to enter. Thank you so much. Yeladim, you can all take your seats. Thank you so much. At this time, it is an honor for me to present our head of school, Rabbi Price, to open with Divrei Bracha.
Good morning, everyone, and Mazel Tov. I have a little tradition here in this yeshiva where I share a story with the children each and every year that I really believe speaks to the essence of tefillah, what davening is all about. So please excuse me for those if my back is to you, but really the message is to the children. Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov. So I'm going to tell you the story of Chaim. It's a very important story because, as I was just saying to the adults, it's a story that I think really talks about what davening is all about. So the story is about Chaim. He was a little boy your age who also received his siddur for the first time. And he was so excited for that moment. So excited to have his siddur, to be able to daven, to feel like a big boy. And Chaim had his siddur presentation. His family came, just like your family's here, and had the opportunity to open the siddur for the first time. And then Shabbos came. And that morning, his Bubby and Zadie happened to be at the house for Shabbos. So he saw his Zadie heading out to shul, and his Zadie saw the excitement on his face. So his Zadie said to him, Chaim, you want to come to shul with me? Chaim ran, grabbed his siddur, then ran, grabbed his Zadie's hand, and they walked to shul. And he walked with so excitement. He was so ready to go to shul. Davening started at 8:30, and he was there. He walked into shul, stood right next to his Zadie, opened up his siddur, and people started davening. And he said, Modani. And he said, Matovu. And he said, Yigdal. And he starts davening. And then he started looking around, and he noticed all the adults were turning the pages really quickly. They were going from page 10, and then they were on page 30, and page 40, and then the adults were moving so quickly. And he thought to himself, how am I going to keep up with them? They're davening so fast. And after a few moments, Chaim sat down, and he had a really sad look on his face. And his Zadie noticed. He saw that Chaim was looking sad. So his Zadie stopped and sat down next to Chaim and said, Chaim, are you okay? And Chaim said, Zadie, what's the point? I can't keep up with them. There's no point for me to daven. They're davening so quickly. I can't daven with them. The adults daven so fast. And Chaim's Zadie looked him in the eyes and said, let me tell you a mashal. Let me tell you a little a little story, a little nuggets, so you understand the value of tefillah. And he said, in the world of tefillah, in the world of davening, every single situation in this world is a puzzle. And there are so many different puzzles in this world. There are some puzzles that just have 10 pieces. Some puzzles that have 100 pieces. Some puzzles that have 1,000 pieces. There are so many different puzzles in this world. And when we daven, it's our job to help solve a puzzle. And there are different things that we're davening for because there are different situations. Sometimes there's a situation in the world where someone needs a refuah shlema. Sometimes there's a situation in the world where someone needs a job, or someone wants to have children, or davening for peace in Eretz Yisrael. We do all of these things, we daven, but the one thing we don't know is we don't know which puzzle Hashem assigns us a piece to. We all have a puzzle piece, but we don't know what puzzle we're a part of. So Chaim Zaidi said to him, Chaim, the secret to tefillah is every day opening up your siddur and saying your tefillos. Because when you open up your siddur and say your tefillos, you're putting your puzzle piece down. And if each and every one of us in this room, every day, opens up our siddur and davens and offers our puzzle piece, guess what's going to happen? We're going to solve a lot of puzzles in this world. And when we hear about someone having a refuah shlema, and when we hear about someone finding a job, and we hear about peace in Eretz Yisrael, and we hear about someone having a baby, that means that all the people who had their puzzle piece, they put their puzzle piece down and helped solve that puzzle. So my bracha to you is that with the same excitement that you have today, every single day of your life, you and everyone in this room and all of Klal Yisrael offers our puzzle piece with ahava and true zrizos and true understanding of what it means to be a part of Am Yisrael. Mazel tov to everyone.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Price, and it's my opportunity to officially welcome this beautiful assembly, our wonderful grandparents. Yesterday, we even were zocha to great-grandparents in the crowd, beautiful parents and many family members, and especially our very wonderful graduates whose smiling faces you see today. When I have the opportunity to introduce Rabbi Price, I really must add that he is the head of school of a school that we know is quite large and varied in terms of grade, but he's intimately involved in each department, and our department in particular, knowing the specifics of different children and coaching us and assisting us with his wisdom through so many situations. So it's really a privilege to be able to thank him in this way. We're very grateful to Hashem for a year that has had so much learning and accomplishment in it. And a special thank you to the key players, the Morot, who make that possible every single day, and definitely during many of the hours that they're not actually physically present here in school. Their minds and their activities are school-related. Mora Adina and Mora Heather in K3, who are so dear to us, and Mora Amy and Mora Tamar in K4. We have special gift cards that are just a little token of our appreciation to the Morot that we'll be giving out later to them. A very special thank you to Mora Ronit Wenger, my partner in crime, Amir Tashem, next year's ECD director. I don't think I have the words to thank her for her attention to things both big and small, and her deep caring and her vision, her way of being able to see things that are immediate and then plan beautifully for the future. She's quite wonderful. Special thank you today to Naomi Schiff, our musical director. Certainly a very patient individual, very creative individual. Yesterday's bunch of tulips matches today's bunch of tulips. We are gifting them both to her together. Take them home, let them adorn your dining room. Thank you. Today is a very special one for us, and the school has been so kind in hiring a professional photographer who will capture the moment of the children receiving their siddur with Rabbi Price, and then a personal one of them as well. This means that it doesn't necessitate anybody having to move or get in the front lines in order to take the picture, because it will be gifted to you after the fact. You are about to get a peek into our daily davening. The children will be davening for you in much the same way as they do every day, including the little lines, either in song or spoken, that precede each of their tefillot, so that they really have an understanding of the words that they're saying and how meaningful it is. And then also there is a magnificent medley of tefillah-related songs that you will be treated to. Lastly, following the performance, the children will line up after getting their Siddurim and join you downstairs in the big room, and parents are encouraged to leave at their own pace and join their children in the big room. There is a book fair that we've been running that stayed open extra for our beautiful visitors today. So when you go down to the big room and have had a snack, feel free to come right back up to the library. Your children can show you exactly where the library is and to be able to purchase and enjoy the book fair. And now, without further ado, Mazel Tov, our beautiful Siddur presentation. Yeladim, you must be extremely proud of yourselves. You did a beautiful job. We are about to give out our Siddurim, and this is a good point at which to pause and thank the members of our grandparent circle who are here with us today. Mr. and Mrs. Irwin and Ellen Adelsberg, Mr. and Mrs. Ron and Barbara Ashkenaz, Mr. and Dr. Shaba and Farah Azar. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing. I hope not to be. Dr. and Mrs. David and Susan Blaine, Mr. and Mrs. Harry and Elke Bram, Mr. and Mrs. Jakey and Chaya Fagenbaum, Rabbi and Mrs. Abe and Renee Fishweiker, Mrs. Patricia Gordon, Mr. and Mrs. Shimmy and Alyssa Horn, Mr. and Mrs. David and Marcia Kreinberg, Mr. and Mrs. David and Sharon Rausch, Dr. and Mrs. Jacob and Rebecca Rosenbaum, Mr. and Mrs. J and Malky Spector, Mr. and Mrs. Ronnie and Beth Stern. And for all the wonderful grandparents who could be with us today, your presence really upgrades and enhances this event. Thank you. And now, the moment we have been waiting for when we can present the Siddurim to our students. Thank you. Moshe Blaine. David Frola. Kobe Roush. Rosenbaum. Uri Finkelstein. Racheli Gutman. Aaron Garden Shorts. Maddie Sasemski. Gabrielle Bleicher. Asher Okin. Leora Appel. And Noam Dector. A big round of applause for K4. Thank you so much. And now here we go, K3 Ari Roush. Mosey Solomon. Avital Goldfeder. Isaac Halpern. Ayla Fuchs. E.G. Schoenbrunn. Abraham. Hal Colson. Yosef Strauss. Nava Diamond. Leah Lasharovitz. E.G. Schoenbrunn. Wow.
Excellent.
Good job.
So good. Awesome. Come sit down. Come. Here we go.
Liel Weinberger. Elad Pollock. Nathan Moskowitz. Jojo Rakowski. Netana Rosenzweig. Congratulations, Shmaya Geller. Thank you so much. We look forward to greeting you downstairs in the big room for a reception, and don't forget about the book fair. Thank you so much, everyone. Mazel tov.